Maayong adlaw mga higala. Good day to you my friends. Today, we are going to discuss the Dyer Nanay poem written by John Hingco. This is a poem in the Hiligaynon language, and this would tell us about the life of women as we face poverty, hardships, and even challenges as a person. But of course, we would know when we are poor, there are a lot of things that are easier said than that. So today, Dyer Nanay will show us some more of the not so good side of life. The poem will be discussed by the reporters based from what they understand and will be translated to English so that non-Hiligaynon audience will also understand the poem as well.
Dyer Nanay is written by John Hingco, a staff member in Hiligaynon magazine 1992. The Hiligaynon magazine was not active for a long time, but in 1992, it was revived. Of course, it is very good and overwhelming to know our local writers, but so far, based from my research, unfortunately, this is the only information I collected about the author. However, if I can seek more about the author's information, I will update you here. Stay tuned and enjoy.
Dyer Nanay, kamusta kamo da nahidlaw na gid ako sa inyo. In English, Dyer Nanay, how are you? I miss all of you. The first stanza of the poem would simply tell us or would let us imagine that a certain person or the speaker is not with her family. In fact, the Hiligaynon speaker are sweet speakers, or malambing in Filipino. We could imagine that our speaker really missed her family. Nahidlaw means miss. She misses everything, she misses everyone. That's the only thing we know at the first stanza.
Nay, luyag ko rin kuntay nga magpili. Indi ko rin takon kantus kangakon obra rigya Japan. In English, Nay, I want to go home. I can't take it anymore. I'm tired here of my job in Japan. Why is she saying that? Why does she want to go home? Why did she say that she can't take it anymore? What is her job? Is her job so hard that she can't take it anymore? What would a person have to go through for her to say, I can't take it anymore, or dili na jud ko kaantos?
Kuon, kagrekruitment edyensi, kultural dancer kuno ang obra namon rigya. In English, the recruitment agency, said that I would work as a cultural dancer. But why isn't I or the speakers telling us that it was kuno or daw? We were told that our job will be, or we will be, cultural dancers. Isn't she a cultural dancer? Have you seen a cultural dancer? Of course, every one of us have seen cultural dancers. The cultural dancers, are showing or dancing the different kinds of cultures of the different places. And why didn't I emphasize that they were told to work as cultural dancers? Are they not cultural dancers? To know that, let's proceed to the next line.
Mura nagapor kilot amon rigya hamok ranay takti-isa mayo timora. The speaker is telling us as we were selling ourselves per kilo. Can you imagine that, Nay? We are selling as if we are meat. We are sold by kilo. When we are told they are sold by kilo, what does it mean? If a person or we say a pig, a meat being sold per kilo, it will tell us that we are talking about the lean meat or about body fat. We know that our speaker is working as someone now because we are told they are sold per kilo. Now, we know that we can imagine as human being sold per kilo in the Cebuano language or even in the Hiligaynon language, the meaning to be told that you are selling yourself or you are selling your body per kilo is that you are lower than an animal. Among us, we would wish you that someone is selling a body per kilo. So this is what Inday is telling us in the previous stanza. That is why she can't take it anymore. She was promised by the recruitment agency that will work as cultural dancers, but when they arrive at Japan, they are working as prostitutes. As we put it, the language is very powerful. Perhaps we are told, you're working as a slut, you're working as a whore. It doesn't take that much of a pain compared when being told, burikat ka, gapamaligya aglawas. We know it's putting the self lower than Inday is already. Imagine the cultural agency had made her believe in order words na ilad sila. They were made to believe and so they were deceived.
Nay, kun-an mo gali si Neneng nga di ron mag-ambisyon nga mag-danser rigya sa Japan. Nga wala parang experience, never been touched, never been kissed. In English, Nay, please tell Neneng not to dream of becoming a dancer here in Japan. She doesn't have any experience, and she was never touched, and she was never kissed. This stanza tells us that Neneng is very innocent and naive. The speaker also conveyed that her job there in Japan is not noble and that she is no longer keeping the innocence and purity that she used to have. Most people often link entertainers and dancers to prostitutes, and the OFWs who work at Japan are the common victims of this stereotype. Now, let us analyze what the speaker's intention in saying that. Is the speaker trying to limit Neneng's dream? Is she scared of competition? Does she see Neneng as her possible rival? Perhaps not. It is just a way to warn Neneng of what it's like to be a dancer in Japan, just like what she had experienced. It's a form of warning. She is also telling Neneng that being a dancer there in Japan should be out of her choices, for it is very dangerous and it is not worth it.
So, let's continue. Nay, kun-an mo dulang tana nga magtanom kamote, kag alugbate, kag magsukad kang idik. Nay, please tell Naneng, tell her to plant kamote, to plant alugbate, and to care or take care of the pigs or piglets. So, somehow, it's telling us or telling Naneng to learn the ways of earth, to plant or to be there. Sometimes, we will say, specifically here in the Philippines, it is not easy to be a farmer, but what job is easy? With her, perhaps, she is telling her sister that there is a way of enriching your light. You just have to enrich of what you have there. You just have to take care. You just have to nurture what you already have around you. You don't have to go to other places, specifically if you are not certain of what is awaiting you. Just like what happened to the sender. Nailad man gud siya. She was deceived because the agency made her believe that she will be working as a cultural dancer. But when she arrived there, she knew or she had learned that she isn't working as a cultural dancer. Instead, she was forced to sell her body. This poem reminds us the novel Miss Thailand, a memoir of a prostitute. The novel will tell us that a prostitute named Bao doesn't want to make her mom know about her life, that she is a prostitute. Perhaps this is also the feeling of Inday. She doesn't want to make her nanay know that she is a prostitute. But back then in the first stanza, it was written that, Nay, I already missed all of you. I cannot take this anymore. Or in Cebuano, Nay, kimingaw na ko ninyong tanan. Dili na nako ni maantos. It is clear that the sender has no one to talk to in that strange city. There is no one to tell her that everything is gonna be alright. In reality, who else gonna listen to our problems with both full ears? Yes, it is our parents. In the case of the writer here, yes, she doesn't want her parents to know but again, who else gonna listen to her? Same with the novel Miss Thailand. She doesn't want to tell her mother, but in the back of her mind, she knows that her mother has an idea. But since the mother in this poem is just the receiver, we don't actually know what the mother or nanay feels. But based on the experience and different mothers we encounter, all mothers would always wish and want better for their children.
Nay, nay, hindi ron takon kaagwanta, hindi ron takon kaagwanta. Love, Inday. In English, Mom, Mom, I cannot take it anymore. I cannot take it anymore. Love, Inday. The fact that she reiterated it, she repeated it for emphasis. Nay, I cannot take it anymore. If you're going to revise the whole poem, you would know that she had repeated only this line consecutively. It will tell us that yes, although she is working as a prostitute in that strange place, she knows that she deserves better and she can't take it anymore. But the sad fact about it is she can only tell her mother that she can't take it anymore. The question will be, how can she be helped? You see, the problem perhaps in our poem now is that even in the description when she told her mother to inspire her younger sister in working in the farm, it will tell us that somehow they were financially challenged, but even if they are financially challenged, Inday, our speaker, was dreaming of something more. But it was sad that she falls in the trap of these illegal recruitments. So we could only imagine how poverty could affect our lives. Sometimes it could lead us to wrong decisions, to wrong turns. But in the end, like Inday, we could always keep hoping, we could always keep working on what's best. So with this, Inday had signed off by saying, Love, Inday. Imagine, despite the challenge, Inday was able to emphasize that she loved them dearly with that end of Love, Inday.
The poem Dear Nanay by John Hingco reflects a lot in our society nowadays. The only thing is that when the letter was written years ago, things are not so advanced when technologically speaking compared nowadays. But now, even if the technology is far advanced than we imagine, different challenges still come to life. There is still human trafficking, there is still prostitution. All of this, or generally not all, most of this basically happens because of poverty.
The poem make a point that poverty is a lot more complicated than what we thought. In this current pandemic that we are facing, a lot of problems are rising. People have to eat and have to work, but all of this are under constraint. Will we survive? Will we ever make it? The poem is telling us hope. The fact that it might reach the mother. It tells us that yes, there will always be a good tomorrow. One requirement is like in Dye. We have to acknowledge what is good, which is so good, which is challenging, and that which is not good. When we all have acknowledged this, we could then decide a better tomorrow. Thank you for watching.